What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content. This video will be brief. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this video here. I don't normally do this for other people's channels, but shout out to the Bitcoin Cash podcast on that note. I really enjoyed this video. I watched it all the way through. I normally watch them all the way through. Sometimes I don't have time, that they are normally very long, but I really did enjoy this video, and there were a few key points that they were discussing, especially like halfway through the video and on, that I thought were interesting thoughts, right? Especially pertaining to the Mt. Gox hack and the Phoenix mining pool and just like a bunch of other things that they're talking about. I thought it was a really good episode, so well done, you guys. I am going to leave a link in the description for anybody that wants to watch that video. I think it's worth giving a watch. I definitely do think it is. But let's get into the main juice of this. Anybody who wants to, I do technicals. If you want to keep up with what's going on in the world of Bitcoin Cash, you want to keep up with the fundamentals, these are your guys. They're dedicated. Jeremy and Jet, they do their due diligence, man. I think it's very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They deserve more subscribers than they have. I really do think that they do. They put the work in, man, and they know what they're talking about. They're very smart people. So just one last shout out to them. I'm gonna stop buttering the bread and let's get started here. So we're at 379 on a weekly basis. Finding support at this area that we found support last time. Actually, no, it wasn't. I thought it was last time, but right before we moved up here. I do still think that we're going to move down a little bit lower. We're at 379. I do believe that we are inevitably moving higher. I think that we are done with this phase down. We are now in the middle of the phase, or at the very beginning of the phase, where we will start to move up higher, of course. But first, I do think that we will move just a little bit lower. We're at 379. If we look at this relative low to the relative high, I think a move down to about 355, maybe even all the way down to 330 could be what's in store for us. I personally do like this 360 to 350 area as support. I think we will hold that as support. We could be forming some kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern right now, which, just the way it looks, man, I think it's pretty perfect. And in which case, if it were an inverse head and shoulders, perhaps as low as we could go would be $344, but I don't think we go lower than that. I personally don't. And I do think that 350 to 360 will hold, but that's not too far off from there. So with that in mind, looking at the daily RSI, as we move down, we might see this come down a little bit. If we go below the 50, that's okay. Bitcoin Cash doesn't really care about its 50 level. Here you got a nice bounce, but none of these other times did you really find significance on it. It's always just below it or above it. It's not really common to bounce right off your 50. So I think giving up the 50 is not a problem, is what I'm trying to say. And we will have a higher high or higher low in the RSI, even if we dropped more than what I'm expecting. So a little bit of downside, and then we get some upside, and that's really the gist of it. So hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you on the next one. Good opportunities to buy, definitely good opportunities to buy. But I think that we will go a little bit lower first and foremost. So take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.